I can myself.
You're the only one I know that's excited about that.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. It is Tuesday, December 7th, 2021. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning up.
And I'm sure everybody knows today is the 80th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor, so, yeah. Okay, minutes and reports received and filed.
We have the auditor's November 2021 revenue and expenditure report.
Okay. Commissioner Committee Liaison reports, upcoming meetings and events.
We got a Home Builders Association board meeting today, got Solid Waste Management District board meeting tomorrow. Chiefs meeting Thursday, right, Sheriff?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Christmas party.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pie?
Be some good chow
I think that is about.
and pie.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I have a Parks Committee meeting today, but I'll miss if we're in session, which I suspect we will be. I'm meeting with one of the Heartland Port Commissioners later today. Tomorrow, I plan to be on KWAS in the morning show. Thursday, we have commission meeting, right? If we're still going with
Yeah, tomorrow and
Wednesday
yeah.
and Thursday.
Yeah.
You mentioned Chiefs on Thursday evening. There's a Central Bank invitation out to us for Thursday evening. And Saturday are the Russellville parades, a morning parade and a after dark parade with lighted tractors and four-wheelers. So that's
Two
Saturday,
parades.
2 parades in one day.
Fancy.
Okay. Yeah, I've got Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I've got open houses I can go to. Friday night, there's a Christmas party somewhere, I think, Christie. But Saturday morning is a Wreaths for Heroes are going to put up at 8:45. Sunday, we are going to have a presentation to the Marine Corps Reserve of all of the toys we've collected. So that's at 1 o'clock. And that's all I've got. Commission comments. Bids and contracts. Approval and signing of Renewal 1 with Leon's uniform for the Sheriff's Department.
This is the first renewal with Leon's Uniform Company for the Sheriff's Department. They did propose a dollar amount increase per line item, which equaled $113.50. The sheriff is okay with the increase and staying with Leon's Uniform Company, so today I'm just needing the renewal signed.
Do you know where that puts us with the other bid tabs that were previously bid with them? That increases it still?
From a year ago?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? No, I don't know that.
I figured you would look that up and knew that, or it's gonna be my question.
I believe it's within 21.6% of the total solar count. I have no idea. I like pie. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. They do a really good job for us. Customer service is good. Quality of the material is good.
Okay, I just was kind of making sure that it's a minimal increase, so I understand.
Yeah, that's minimal.
Just want to make sure we were still within, if it's getting over where the other guys bid it, so I'm fine with it. Since it's 21.6% with them.
Within 21.6%.
All right, I'll make a motion, we sign the renewal of the uniforms for the Sheriff's Department with Leon Uniform Company.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, approval of purchasing prosecuting attorney's flooring.
I worked with Scruggs to get an estimate regarding the prosecuting floor upstairs. It would be carpet squares and then tile adhesive in front of their kitchenette area. It is on a co-op contract, and the total is $22,772.21.
I'm sorry, what was the amount again?
$22,772.21.
$22,000.
And they would not move any furniture.
Who's gonna move it?
They won't.
Okay, who is?
I don't know.
Because I think there's a lot of that, and then also saw something in there with a full day, they're bidding it at one day. And to move stuff around and get that all done in one day, they're gonna have to have somebody there with them the full day moving stuff.
Is there a set date for this installation if we pull that trigger?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
I think we need to figure out how we're gonna do that then. Who's gonna move stuff, or if we need to have them include that in the bid.
They won't. They said they wouldn't do it.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to move stuff, because they got a lot of files up there and things are gonna have to be moved, so. I don't know what,
Well, there might be, yeah, I agree with you completely. Since it's carpet squares, that does make it a little more flexible with respect to where you move it from and to while they're doing that. But there are some 5-drawer file cabinets that are probably packed full
Yeah.
of paper up there.
so even if you put them on little dollies and move them 6 foot over and then back over where they go, they're gonna be heavy, they're gonna be loaded down.
And when they put this in here, we had to wait a little while with heavy stuff to bring it back on.
Is that right?
To make sure the glue was adhesive
Oh,
before we
okay.
could put the stuff back on.
So I guess we just need to figure that out.
Well, I mean, are you giving her direction to go call some moving companies, or you want maintenance to do it, or what do you want her to figure out?
I would ask you to ask Scruggs, who do you suggest? They say they won't do it. I mean, that's fine. But do they have a suggestion of who they prefer?
We moved our stuff here, Debbie. I thought that our contractor brought in some people who moved stuff.
The stuff in here's nothing compared to what's in there.
No,
We
I'm
had
talking
all
like our
desks and
offices.
stuff. We had to get all of our stuff out of those rooms.
So
It
why,
wasn't our people.
We emptied out our own drawers and stuff, though.
Yeah.
can we go ahead and agree with the purchase of the material? And now we have to determine how, and the installation, but we have to coordinate the move.
Are we looking at piggybacking this with the recorder's office as well? I know I saw the email and we were gonna chat about that today, or are we gonna do that separate?
We didn't get a proposal for that. We can get a proposal for that in that area, depending on, I think she would like the laminated wood type stuff versus square things, so.
Okay.
well, if we could have them come in and do it all at the same time, it would make the most sense, but then we've got to move.
I'm fine keeping them separate if they're two different
Yeah.
things. But I thought we were kinda looking at the same thing, so if you're gonna do the vinyl planks instead of the carpet, then let's just focus on this one today and get bids on yours. And
Are you okay with them approving the $22,772? And it will,
Then we'll call Scruggs to get a bid
Yeah.
for downstairs, and then also she'll find out if they have a contractor they use to move furniture.
I know
pretty
you
sure
can get,
they said they don't. They don't move.
Well, they may not, I mean, they may have a relationship with folks that have the same issue we have today. And how do they solve their problem?
They leave that up to the owner or the contractor.
I agree, and all I'm wanting is a lead
So-
here on who to call and who not to call, perhaps.
I know some of the schools too, you can get some of their athletes to do that.
I think we need to have our own employee or somebody else that's got their own work comp, and I don't know why maintenance wouldn't be able to do this. That's what I would see it as. Try to find a week when there's not as much stuff going on, move stuff.
I don't know what they do with those partitions. Those partitions are all over upstairs. I don't know how you get it. You just shove it underneath those, or do you? I don't know, that's not
Yeah.
fine.
Well, I'll make a motion to accept
Yeah.
the Scruggs proposal for 22,772.21.
Second.
And then, yeah, we'll work on,
Well, let's
yeah.
vote on that.
Yeah,
and we-
motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then ask Jessica to just ask them who might be good to assist the movement of furniture and who is not good
Okay.
to move the furniture.
Okay.
Can she go forward with
And, yes, and then also go forward with the recorder's request for the flooring. And I agree with Jeff that there's no need to add to the issue in front of us. It's a separate issue, but we probably go back to the same place because of the contract numbers and that kind of thing. Okay, perfect.
Okay. Do we have any unfinished business? Okay, new business, accounts payable review.
I'd ask for approval of accounts payable pending review.
Motion to approve accounts payable pending review.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Second and final reading of budget adjustment number 24.
This is for $528,305. This is the grant from the health department on the epidemiology lab. So I do need action today.
Which one was this, 24?
Yes.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the budget adjustment number 24 for $528,305 to the general fund.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Final approval and signing of Cole County Stormwater Ordinance.
So we have the final draft ready for approval at our November meeting, in which we presented it. We had gone through several visits with different stakeholders that had interest in this and got a lot of good feedback through that, especially from the engineering companies that would have to deal with this mostly in the development and design of the subdivisions. And got it in pretty good shape, and then went through the final round of reviews, working with the county commission and presenting the buffer map, settled in on a 1 mile buffer around the urbanized area as defined by the U.S. Census Bureau, and our ordinance is ready to approve. One final thing, we worked with Jill on the penalty side of things, and she did some research and visited with Boone County, and there were some things that we couldn't do after her review, and so we took that out as far as the penalty side of things. However, the ordinance gets us where we need to be and addresses and outlines the plan, how we need to handle these going forward with the development and making sure that they're meeting the criteria that we have to be in compliance with DNR. So we're ready to approve this, and I do recommend approval of the stormwater ordinance, and it would be signed by all three of the commissioners. Do we have any final questions about anything?
Nope.
I will say that I visited with the HBA about a week or two ago, and they'd like to do an informational meeting soon, so probably get through the holidays and we'll have a little meeting and we can present it and talk to interested people at the time, so.
Is this effective immediately? Does it have
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
The only delay in it is if anything is in review process right now or has recently been approved but the construction hasn't started, there is a provision that they won't fall under these. We're not gonna if you're mid-process, you don't have to all of a sudden be under these rules. So it would be anything that would be submitted after today.
Okay.
And or if they haven't started construction, I think by 2024, they have, so there's a little bit of wiggle room in there. Although they will still have to meet the state land disturbance permit requirements if they're in progress right now. They don't have to come get a county permit, but they will still have to meet the state permit requirements.
We have two, I think, that fall under that category.
So, but we can't retroactively enforce an ordinance on them, so.
Yep. Okay. You good with it?
Yep.
So I'd recommend approval and have the document here signed.
Does it have an official title?
Stormwater ordinance.
Okay, that sounds good.
Missouri stormwater ordinance.
Wow, that's really catchy. How'd you think of that?
It's on the second page.
I'm sorry, Eric.
Yeah, it's all right.
Jeff's got me wired
I'm an
up.
engineer, I'm not too flashy, so.
I have a motion to enact and accept the stormwater ordinance as proposed by Public Works.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Health Department environmental iPad discussion.
So Eric, are you gonna get with Rachel at HBA then and get that lined up and then tell her that Sam offered to be the sponsor for it that night and sponsor the dinner and bar?
That, I can definitely do that.
You're gonna be retired by
I
then,
just
so
want to make sure we were.
you can start coming to the meeting.
Thank you.
Start sponsoring. It's either like on the
So,
second page, there you go, or the last page.
What's
For
her name?
a little background, a few years ago, we switched software that the environmental staff use when they do inspections. So they actually will take a tablet, to food inspection, has the preloaded forms from the state. When they go do their inspections, that way they can even email a copy of the inspection to the restaurant owner at that time. Speeds up the process a lot if the restaurant has Wi-Fi. So, and when we switched from Decade to Jolt, the cost went down considerably, and we can, it was a little bit more user-friendly for iPads and things like that. Well, now that we are getting into using the software even more, we need to upgrade the iPads. It's been a few years, and the technology has changed. And as we upgraded those iPads, we would like to change them to the ones that have cellular data service. That way, if they're out doing an on-site sewage permit, they can get cellular data, they can look at the GIS, they can, pull up Memo.js and see, who owns the property next door, contours of the land, you can access a lot of data in the field, not have to come back, not have to worry about having Wi-Fi. When they're at those restaurants, they don't have to be like, oh, can I get onto your Wi-Fi so I can email you a copy of this inspection? If we had the iPads that have the cellular data, we'd be able to do the job more efficiently, not have to come back to the office, being able to email. So I think that we have, we have money in our budget to cover the purchase of the new iPads. But I wanted to make sure you guys were okay with upgrading the equipment. And then what we're struggling with is the service fees moving forward. So like our environmental software, it comes out of IT's budget. Some of the other things come out of IT, but of course we don't want to add things to Brian's budget without talking to you first and making sure it's in Brian's budget. So that's what we wanted to talk to you about today, was that ongoing cost of the $152 a month to pay for the service for those 4 iPads. What I missed, Joe? Okay.
Property lines also, on the actual property line on OWTS, that's pretty important that when we're out there, that, right now, we have to come back to the office to find out where we were at, to look it up on a map, and this would make it a lot easier when using, a GPS that we're also gonna be utilizing. And so it will help us, get a better idea of exactly where the property lines are. When we're doing lodging, like at Capitol Plaza, we try to minimize how long we are at somebody's establishment, because we normally have a manager that's with us when we're doing inspections, and it takes a long time to do Capitol Plaza, for example. If we go in with 4 iPads and 4 people and it's synced up automatically, we can tell what rooms we're already done with, and not duplicating effort to, oh, well, is this one done yet? It'll sync right away. Whereas right now, it has been pretty chaotic to do that because of the lag. So that's some examples of how it'll make it more efficient.
You go through every room?
No, it's
No.
a certain percentage depending on
Okay.
how many rooms
Okay.
in the hotel.
What, I'm going to show my lack of knowledge here. So the county is responsible for going through the hotels in the city?
Right, so, yeah,
Of
just to be
Jefferson?
confusing, the city has their own ordinance for food establishments, and they have the contract to do their own childcare facilities. But we do the lodging establishments under the LPHA participation agreement, used to be called the core contract with DHS. So we do all the lodging in the city and the county. We
Okay.
do the on-site sewage out in the county, we do the code enforcement, the food, and the childcare out in the county. So, just to be confusing, because people call all the time wanting to complain about restaurants in the city, and we have to say, no, the city does that, but we do the hotels. And when there's a food establishment in the hotel, it really gets confusing.
Oh,
Yes, okay. And Joe, if you would have had this equipment several months ago when we met out west, do you remember the issue out there?
Yes.
That would have made that go a lot smoother, and you knew who was what, where, when, and,
Well, right, I mean, some of the property lines can definitely help make things go quicker when there's, we'll also try to utilize this to, when there are OWTS installments, we're gonna try to mark them better, being able to pull it up out in somebody's field. Hopefully, we should be, when you're out in the county, agriculture area, possibly, farm or something, and hopefully we'll be able to pull that up pretty much instantaneously to find out where systems are installed. It should help us on down the road quite a bit.
so it's $152 a month, and that's for all 4 iPads?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Normally,
fine.
we would handle this with an internet line in the health department that we would run that monthly service through.
We usually buy the equipment through Brian, through Capital. He does do maintenance on the big software purchases, the annual maintenance that we pay out of his budget on some departments. But the ongoing cost or something usually stays within that department. So we can have a better idea, and we've just done that with maintenance. We did that with the public administrator. This is becoming a new thing now, getting internet to each piece of device so they could do it out in the field. So I would say we want to keep it to that department.
Yeah,
And that's fine, yeah, I didn't know which way you want to do it, we just want to.
Can't we just get one with service and then hotspot it?
Not if they're not together.
What she said.
Brian, is it cheaper? Because, I mean, you could hotspot to your phone, and then we talked about that too, is just getting, like, we have one hotspot that we use for emergency response.
Well, we're
so I
basically
thought-
adding 4 phones here, is what we're doing.
Basically.
So that's what I'm trying to
I know.
figure out.
Do we know the cost difference between hotspots versus cellular service on the?
Well,
Well, the hotspot that we have for emergency response, we'd say $78 a month for it. So this is definitely. a
No,
lot
I mean
cheaper.
when it talks to your phone and it is your wireless. Because I can do that with my iPad, just
Right.
hook it up to my phone and.
But then we would, but then, our staff would have to make sure that their phones are capable of being a hotspot.
And they only get that allowance, so they don't actually have a phone, so.
Right.
I think it's roughly $40 a month for a hotspot or for, I mean, it's pretty much the same, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So-
We need to revisit our
so if
emergency
you're doing
response one and see if we're paying
4
too much.
iPads at $40 a month, you're $160, so this is, yeah, either way, we're gonna be paying about the same.
That's right.
Yeah,
No, because I don't pay extra for my hotspot on my phone. My phone is the hotspot.
Right, but we don't provide the phones. so,
I understand,
yeah.
but
Yeah, yeah. But I just don't want, I don't want the employees to have to use their phone as a hotspot if they don't already have that service. Some of them might not. That's,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. What other costs we gonna have with that?
It's a cost of the equipment.
I don't believe that.
Cost of the equipment and,
You're gonna want a case for it,
Oh,
aren't you?
this is gonna be good.
that's true, you probably should put the parking cases around
yeah, Luke
Unless
would
they are,
probably
unless
drop
he's
it.
one.
I'm okay with moving forward with it, but I just
Yeah.
wanna know the
Yeah,
bottom
and I
line.
think-
And
I
do
think
we
that
wanna
we
do
can-
this in our budget for next year?
Oh,
Or you
I
wanna
think that
pull
I
it out
have.
of this year's?
Yeah,
I think I want to go ahead and start.
yeah, and I have money in my budget this year to pay for the iPads.
Oh, that's
And
even better.
It's the ongoing cost that I wanted, yeah, it's just the ongoing cost that we need to have added.
More than iPads after a year.
Right.
Yeah,
It's about the same cost as iPads every year.
Yeah.
But I can pay for the equipment.
Well, it's either that or we pay them more to put the hotspots on, or let them use their phone as a hotspot for it, so they still need the equipment.
Yeah, well, I think,
So-
just to let you know, I think that's a different conversation, just because whenever we have our security meeting, part of what's gonna be brought up or our, using county employees' phones for county purposes and having information on those and stuff, so.
Yeah.
I just think it's better to keep that separate, I guess is where I'm going with it, sir.
What you said.
Well, and if you don't have unlimited data,
Right.
Right.
They're all unlimited data now.
mine's not.
Some people don't pay for that.
Well, you don't use your phone enough then.
Okay, are we okay with?
So are we gonna get prices on the cases and everything? That would work.
I think we
because
can
we
take
got
care
that
of that,
with the
our current
Yeah.
budget. We can take care of that. It's just the ongoing cost that we need added.
All right. All righty, let's roll with it.
You okay with that?
Is that, rolling with it is another way of making a
Yes.
motion?
Oh,
Is it-
well, do you need a motion?
Do you need a
for this,
motion, or you
need
just
a-
say?
Well, I
Sending
don't,
a transfer.
Oh,
contingency
okay.
budget to pay for
Okay,
Well,
okay.
or just build it in for next year. I mean, it'll probably be, I doubt if we,
it. Okay.
Okay,
okay. I don't think we're gonna get it done. this-
Okay.
Yeah.
okay. Do
So
we have
build it
anything
for
else
next
before we go
year.
into
We'll
closed
go ahead and buy
session?
'em. Build the service in for next year. Okay, thank you.
Do I make a motion here, you go into closed
I
session?
don't know if you, Greg said you
Give me
guys
the language.
email, do you guys need to make decisions on this or on the installation of the 205 and 209 and then the lighting at the health department? Are we good? Are we doing these or?
I thought we have approved the lighting contingent upon,
Contract.
oh, we don't?
No.
I thought we had a
They
contract
approved
with
the
my,
purchase contingent on trying to find cheaper lights. so-
Yeah, Greg did find cheaper
Yeah, so we
lights,
were
so
already found cheaper.
I think we
So
need to keep,
a contract.
We need a contract with Meyer for the installation and everything, because we don't
Oh.
have that at the moment.
Okay.
The original quote included all of the purchase of the lights and everything, so we need a contract from them just showing their part of it.
Okay.
Right.
So
Okay.
did the contractor see the lighting and stuff and make sure that it's gonna be equivalent to what they had bid?
Greg took it over.
And Meyer.
Cause all I see is there's lights, and when there's that much savings, it makes me wonder what you're getting for it.
It's the same equipment. I checked it over. I had no concerns with it.
Okay, I mean, that's
Okay.
different, cause if you told me you're getting me a vet and something in my driveway, I'm expecting a Corvette, not a Chevette, so there's a lot of difference in that stuff, and
not like the last time you saw the,
And he got the pricing of the spray foam, so I guess it's spray or EIS foam, so you tell me which one you wanna go for.
well, I think we need to go forward with that, because
so what metal studs are rusted away? That concerns me if we have metal studs rusted away.
they're on the south wall, where that street is, you know, and there's actually, elevation outside is higher than it is the
Yeah,
floor, and,
where that
and the
lower
water has
retaining
seeped in,
Mhm.
and those metal studs, some of them are halfway gone from the bottom up. Not all of them, but
So we're just gonna cover them up? I mean, I'd be curious to see
well,
that.
they've treated the walls. They have waterproofed the walls, but that was behind drywall before they, until they tore the insulation out, they didn't, and take the drywall off, they didn't know about it.
we need to keep moving ahead on getting that, because, you know, between 210 and 209, we've got to have them done. So I am fine with it, with proceeding.
We can get them both done too, if we go look at what's going on with the metal studs, if they need to be replaced with a few other metal studs, and you put, bat insulation in there for,
I think he looked at
$8,000
bat
less.
versus foam, and
It's,
Got two different bids.
it's, yeah.
where's the price for the bat insulation?
There's an email that he sent December 4th, Saturday.
That says spray foam and EIS foam, they're both foam bids.
Well, I don't know the difference. All I know is, this says spray and this says EIS. I don't know what the difference is. If you want more information, maybe one of you guys email Greg or have Jordy look into this. Or GH.
I wanna go over and look at the metal studs after a while.
Okay,
okay, well,
Go.
cover that then later.
yeah,
So,
okay. Anything else? Okay.
I'll make a motion, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I did have one more thing, and Melissa dropped us off some of our redistricting proposed maps, so what is our next step on that? Do we gotta get some out there to kinda let people know what we're looking at? I know the city's
Well-
approved theirs.
The city has approved their ward maps. We need to approve a eastern, western. Melissa has given us a few options. I liked the one on top. It kept the city of Russellville in one district. The one behind it splits them on Highway C. I thought it was better to keep Russellville in one district. And the differences are up in the, which would be the extreme west side of your eastern district, you know, up around Boonville Road.
Circle drives, all those.
Circle Drive, there's a little tweaking in there and a little bit south of there as well.
Do we have to advertise these? I don't remember. It's been 10 years since we did this. So I was trying to remember how we.
Yeah, I was telling Jill, I think we approved it in 2012, so it took quite a bit longer than what we're doing now.
It took till 12 to,
Seems like you let it open for the public. for
well,
comment.
I mean, we're almost in 22. Well,
I wasn't involved in
I
that.
don't remember advertising it at all, but it's been 10 years.
Jeff, you recall how tricky it is when the ward lines and the eastern and western lines don't work together.
So can we post?
I mean, I like the one that you like as well because it's minimal change as far as the boundary goes. Inside the city limits, it does, and that you can kind of expect to change regardless. So I don't know if I have notes from that back in, what would that have been, 2009 or 10, 20?
Well, it would have been,
She was, let's say in 2012. Yeah.
well,
We
All
could
right, I'll
post
take a
it
look at my
and ask
emails
for
and see if
for
I can find something on
public
that.
comment.
I'll add that to my,
Okay.
I just didn't know if we knew what our next step was, if we have to advertise it, what we have to do statutorily and stuff, so, okay. I'll see what I can find if I got some old emails on
We can give
that.
the map to
Okay.
Jeff and he can put it in the paper and just say if you got any issues with it, contact us.
Contact Sam.
Yeah. Yep.
I have a motion to pursuant to section 610.021 of the revised statutes of Missouri, the commission will go into closed session to discuss the following. Existing or proposed security systems under section 610.021, subsection 19, and personnel issues under section 610.021, subsection 13.
Second.
Roll call?
Sam?
Yes.
Harry?
Yes, yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Okay.
Do the security one first, we'll get Christie and them out there, right? I believe it's the